What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Real Junkies. I am your host, Farhan, here again with my man Vito. And we had to start the intro a little bit different because this is a show dedicated to shouting out Black queens. And we would be remiss if we have this ongoing tradition of doing so. And during Black History Month, we don't review a film that has four of the most iconic Black screen that a
What?
screen has ever seen. Hey, I almost got that off flawlessly, gang. I'm mad as hell, bro. God damn. But we're reviewing Set It Off, y'all. Just since the intro didn't go as smooth as I had originally planned.
Black squeens in the movie. Yep,
The black squeens. The black squeens. Yeah, no. Set It Off with four of the most iconic Black queens that a screen has ever seen. And that's really what fucked me up. Them two words, trying to say those back to back, my brain just didn't work fast enough.
Just wasn't working.
It was not working. But of course, I'm referring to Jada Pinkett Smith, Queen Latifah, Kimberly Elise, and in the words of 50 Cent, I want to thank Vivica for wearing that dress. And this is, I gotta admit,
Forgot they dated.
hey,
So
that was an era.
it was just a wild matchup already.
Yeah, definitely an unexpected duo for sure. And I have a confession to make. I didn't see this movie in its entirety until about 2 or 3 years ago. I had seen scenes from it, but I hadn't actually watched it.
You were born in what year?
98.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And like I watched the Black movies that my dad had like on DVD, and this just was not one of them. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of stuff I got knocked out just off the strength of that. We ain't have Set It Off at the crib. So I didn't actually watch it in its entirety until much later. I knew all the references, like the I'm in a bind, like I could quote the movie. But I just hadn't seen the shit for
I'm
real.
in a bind, Nate.
I'm in a bind, Nate. Like I knew the references. Like
You know what's crazy? Came out in 96. I was born in 90. I've seen this movie in maybe somewhere before 2005. Shouldn't have been watching this fucking movie. Should not have
definitely
been
was too
watching
young to be watching this.
And it's really just the parts with Ursula.
Hey man.
Because all the parts with Ursula were just overly freaked out for no reason at all.
Overly, bro. Just overly for no reason. I do want to two things about this movie that make it stand out. Obviously, the cast of it is iconic. I feel like that's what's the main draw of this movie. Like you see the poster and you see those four faces, like before you even know what it's about, just that alone, when you see who's in it, draws you in, right? Then you figure out it's about a bank robbery, which we'll get to, because one of the other things that is so interesting about this film is like the four completely different archetypes you have with each character. Like, and I think that's another thing that makes the cast play off each other so well, because everyone literally has their role. It's like you drafted a team and each one has their own specific role to make sure we succeed. You got your crash out. You got your muscle / your crash out. You got the planner. Okay. You got the one who's the brains of the operation. Yeah. Well, you got the leader, who's Stony.
That's Stony.
And then you got the liability, for lack of a better word. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what else to call. I don't know what else to call.
I was gonna say the fuck up, because
the fuck up, the liability, the odd one out. Like, I'd really try to understand why they even brought her along.
When she brought her son to that office, bro,
man,
that was within like a matter of, I want to say seconds, but maybe like 2 minutes. This nigga had crawled off. Nobody looked at him.
No one even
like that fast. And like,
yeah.
Why y'all just got open bottles laying around of cleaning? I don't care where you're at, bro. Why are y'all leaving open cleaning supplies just laying around?
Yeah, that was one of the things. And there's not a lot of things about this movie I don't like. But her character, like Kimberly Elise's character, and I'm so sick because Kimberly Elise is actually a really good actress. But her character in this movie, I get she was supposed to be like shy, more reserved. She was like supposed to be the one that's not really about it to the same level as the rest of the group, right? Which is evidenced by the fact that she turned around and ran on the first bank heist they tried to do.
I need this money.
But she needs the money, though. You ain't need it when we was in here trying to get this shit done. You ain't need it that bad. You turned around and ran. So my only thing was just logic, from a logic standpoint. I was really trying to wrap my head around why her character was even involved in the first place.
That's their best friend. Come on.
It took me, I think, the most recent time I saw this movie to kind of realize, like, all right, yes, these folks, all three of these four women got into this situation each in their own individual way, with the exception of Cleo. She was doing the shit for the love of the game. But the rest of them
Love of the
got into
game.
yeah, Cleo was just doing the shit for the love of the game. But the rest of them got into desperate enough situations where they legitimately considered robbing banks as an option. And they went into it on some sisterhood shit. So in that sense, you can't really leave her character out if that's the motivation behind it. But just my movie brain, having watched so many other bank heist movies, there's no way in hell Kimberly Elise's character is involved in any way, shape, or form. This is the only scenario where her character could be here and I could kind of excuse it. Other than that, that shit kind of blew me.
You know what we should have watched?
What?
I'm looking at the cast list. We should have watched Baps.
We should have watched Baps. Why you
When
saying you
last
should
time
have
you
watched
seen
Baps?
Baps?
I haven't seen Baps.
I just came across because Natalie Desselle Reed is in there. She's Tanika. And I'm like,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
when I seen her, I'm like, damn, she looked familiar as fuck. But I couldn't
Mhm.
picture her. I'm just
Yeah,
looking at
yeah.
going over the cast list right now. She's on there. We should have did Baps. But
Not really when even because even outside of the main 4, like, you know what I'm saying, the Queen, Vivica, Kimberly, and Jada, like, outside of those 4, this cast still has some heavy hitters, like, you
yeah,
got
it's stacked, really.
you got Blair Underwood, who, for once in his life, isn't playing a piece of shit, so props to him for that. Props to him for that. Hey, you need range, you can't be an asshole in every movie. Like, my man was due for a role where he didn't play a terrible person. You got Thomas Jefferson Byrne, RP to the Bruz. You got Ella Joyce. You got Anna Marie Horsford. I'm sorry if I didn't say her name right. And then you got Chad Shepard. So you got some like notable side characters in this. And Dr. Dre. I totally
And
forgot.
WC. And the one shout out that I don't even shout these people out, but the one white man in the movie that you see, John C. McGinley.
I ain't even
And
talk about the detective.
this nigga, I forgot he was in here, but when I seen him in here, I said, "This the '90s for sure," because this nigga was in every '90s movie where there was he was a cop. Because he was also in I know y'all
Yeah.
ain't gonna get the reference. I know you ain't get the reference either. The Rock. I couldn't think of the name of the movie.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was also in The Rock, but he was in another movie we watched recently, The Negotiator. He was in The Negotiator as well. Uh,
He was in the negotiator. You're right.
and didn't F.A. Gray direct that too?
Don't give me the lion. Let me see.
He sure did.
He did, yes. We need to really sit down and discuss F. Gary Gray.
We might have to do a
'Cause what?
top 3, top 5 of F. Gary Gray.
Bro, his directing list is stacked, but I don't even wanna get off on that tangent, but
Yeah,
shout out to F. Gary Gray, cause boy, I'm just looking through his directing list right now.
yeah. But like you
Got
said,
some
you
heavy
know, it's some heavy hitters in here, even with like small roles.
yeah,
And I want to say just how getting into the story, just how for the most part they hit some aspects that they don't really talk about in movies as much. When the movie opens and that initial bank robbery with Vivica, what was her
mhm.
name? Frankie?
Frankie, yeah.
Well, Frankie. And she sees old boy and she's like, "Hey, what's going on? I didn't know you had a bank account. I didn't know you been out the projects."
Yeah,
Because again, she got this nice job that's supposed to be very good paying. She just got her a raise, what they say 2 weeks ago, 2
mhm.
months ago, something
Yeah,
like that.
just got a promotion.
And what this nigga do? And she ends up getting fired because she knows him. But it's fucked up because she's not involved in it. And the cop, he's like, what is the procedure? What is the procedure? What's the procedure? What's the procedure? And I just want and she said, I think she said, he shot her in front of me. Like,
Yeah.
nigga, she's terrified.
She's, like, completely traumatized, and I ain't gonna lie, the
Yeah.
'90s was cutthroat, bro, like, they didn't give my girl no trauma therapy, they didn't, like, "Hey, just go home for the rest of the night while we investigate," fired her on the
On
spot,
this
on
right
the
after the
just
robbery.
'cause
What
she
they said
knows the
4
nigga.
people died. She
Yeah,
like
the
and she didn't even know him. She like, yeah, he around the neighborhood. Shit,
yeah,
I
like, I
seen
know
him
him
from
from the
time to
I can't help
time.
where I grew up at, like, I know him from the neighborhood, like, I can't help knowing him just 'cause we lived close to each other, like
They didn't give a fuck.
yeah, they was cutthroat with her. That out of all the characters, like it all the of the characters that were driven to desperation to
She
rob
had it the
banks, like
most.
her, well,
No, 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 don't even say it. Don't even
Tashawn
tell
had
me.
it the most, but she was a close
Deshaun could
second. She was a
Imma
close
say
second.
I say Frankie had it the most because Frankie was wronged by the bank. They fired her on some bullshit after
Yeah,
he was about to shoot Frankie,
yeah.
so she had it the worst. Now, as far as, like, everybody need money, bro. Everybody don't
Yeah.
rob a fucking bank. You feel me? I'm jumping around a bit, but I just wanna go into Cleo started she the way this concept of robbing a bank came up, that's like the realest nigga conversation ever, bro. They
Yeah.
sitting around drinking, "Nigga, we could take that bank." You know how many times I done
It's on
said
some
some crazy
casual
shit
shit.
like that?
Yeah,
And
it's on
I've
some casual shit.
not serious, wink, wink, but, I done said some crazy shit like that, not specifically a bank, but, like,
Set It Off featuring the Real Junkies.
yo,
It's like, no, I'm completely joking, y'all. Completely joking.
hey, maybe in LA, because they still some of them still had, open counters behind the bank and behind bulletproof glass, all that good stuff.
Hey,
Anyway,
shit, I've been to LA. Price of gas is $6. You might have to rob a bank to live out there.
so it's crazy because like, that flow, how it actually went, and then at the end of it, everybody like, "I was just joking." And they
Yeah,
did this,
yeah.
like I think they did this, like, 2 or 3 times before they was finally like, "Fuck it, let's do it."
Fuck it, like, we gotta actually do this shit now, yeah. Yeah, and you actually touched on a point that I wanted to get to, which is, I was kinda touching on it just on how between Frankie, Stoney, and Tashawn, they were all driven by desperation and circumstance into robbing a bank. Cleo, like I said, she was just for the love of the game, just
She was
because.
already stealing cars.
Yeah, she was already kinda in the street life already, so, like, robbing a bank was just, like to her, that was her promotion, like, she was already there, you know what I'm saying? But with the other 3, and this is kinda something I noticed about this movie later on in my viewing of it. I didn't really catch this my first couple times watching it, but I feel like this movie is very strong on being anti the system, and it's very strong on being anti the system. I think my first few times watching it, I was viewing it just as a bank robbery movie,
You
you
know
know what I'm
what?
saying?
Imma
But
say
literally, when
no.
you think about it, like, think about it, just think about it. You got Stoney, whose brother was killed by the police.
Mhm,
That's the system. You have Frankie, who's a black woman working in a bank where she's more than likely the only black employee.
mhm.
And just off the fact that she lived in proximity to the suspect, she gets fired on the spot, doesn't get any sort of consoling or therapy or any sort of support from her employer
Severance.
or the police that were present, and is immediately labeled a suspect off rip before an investigation is conducted. Tashawn has her child taken from her. Now, we can argue back and forth on how much that is on her. I'm with you, that's negligent, but that is still the system coming and taking her child.
And Cleo?
To be fair, while we can both agree Tashawn might not have all the cylinders firing up there,
She a 100
she
so,
doesn't have all her
before
cylinders firing.
before you finish on the system, I just wanna point out because some shit that kept me laughing was whenever she do something,
Yep,
she
yep.
like, she's definitely on that spectrum that we're all on. She's just a little higher up on it.
Yeah, she's further on it. So, like, my only thing with Tashawn is, like, to your point, not all the cylinders are firing up there. But this movie, you see that she is a mother who is trying and legitimately cares for and wants to do right by her child. And a mother doing everything she can to do right by her child still has her child taken from her by said system. You know what I'm saying? We can go into, I get you, the reason behind it and what happened was negligent, but it ain't like they found the kid in a
Right.
trap house somewhere,
No, I
or they
thought that was
found him,
crazy too,
you know what I'm
like,
saying? Or they found her drunk somewhere, like, this was clearly a mistake. She told you, "I only had him with me because I can't afford a babysitter." Y'all see she's a janitor,
it ain't even that she
like,
couldn't afford one that time. The
yeah.
babysitter canceled, I think,
It was
right?
one of the 2, but, like, either way, like, y'all see she's trying, like, clearly this isn't a situation where she's neglecting her child, you know what I'm saying? That is a situation of neglect, but Tashawn is not routinely neglecting her kid, at least that's not how the
Yeah,
movie portrays her. So, that was really, like, one of the
you
biggest, I'll
left
say,
one out.
archetypes or themes from this movie that I caught, honestly.
Cleo?
So well, okay, like we just said, love of the game. Some people, you know what? This is a good time to reference one of my favorite movies, Dark Knight. Some people can be reasoned with. Some people cannot be bribed. Some people just want to watch the world burn. That's Cleo. Cleo literally is just with the shits. If it's chaos, if it's one of the things that I actually really like about Cleo as a character, Cleo is insanely loyal. Whatever her people need, like if you down with Cleo, like she considers you like one of hers, there's nothing she won't do for you, including like penitentiary and potentially life chances, as we've seen. Like at any point in this movie, when somebody in Cleo's life was going through it, she was one of the main ones going, all right, what can I do? How do we come up with a solution? Even if the solution is batshit crazy and involves everybody potentially dying or going to jail. Like Cleo was just with the shits when it came to being down for her people. So I feel like you needed this movie needed Cleo. Like, she had to the believability of them being able to pull a lot of this shit off goes out the window if Cleo's not there. And also, Cleo has one of the coldest shots in the movie too, where she I think it was
Cigarette.
the second bank heist, where she was about to go rob my dude in the parking garage, and she
Oh,
had both the
yeah.
pistols tucked behind her back with the white glove. Boy, that's one of the coldest shots in the whole movie, by far.
So I'm gonna just say my favorite character by far, who I don't think because we know that the star of the movie was Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
She was the
That's
star,
yeah.
and she had more scenes. It was more focused on her and everything that was going on with her. But Frankie was definitely my favorite character. And again, I already said this, just how everything went down with her. You know, she got fired, and even when what was their brother's name?
Stoney's brother?
Yeah,
It was, Stevie.
Stevie. And when Stevie died, that's like their brother too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they all
They
came
all
up
knew him
together.
growing up, yeah.
So, that plays a factor in it, and even when you look at that last scene with Frankie in it and, the cops like and that's something you also usually don't see. You usually don't see the cops being remorseful or, having some feelings for
Yeah, or just
the, let's
regret.
say, villains of the film
Yeah,
because it was a chain reaction
yeah.
of bank got robbed, she got fired, their little brother dies,
Mhm.
you know? And so all this shit is just happening and happening and happening. So, like, he's like, "Yo, we already killed, Kimberly
Stevie.
Elise." Nope, Kimberly Elise.
Tashawn.
Tashawn, "We already killed TT. We killed Cleo. I don't want nobody else to die."
Yeah,
And he was already saying, "Yo, y'all chill, chill, chill." And the one cop that he had to tell to chill twice is the one that pulled the trigger.
yep. Just trigger happy, like, you just
And she
see
was and at that point and that probably would go down as a reasonable shoot because they already killed people,
yeah, at
and she
that
had a
point,
gun,
and you
so they
knew the
coulda,
person
but
that you were going after is armed, you know what I'm saying?
but
So, I'm with you though, like, but by the way police be operating, they gonna consider that
yeah.
yeah.
But
They
Frankie,
yeah, ain't gonna be no real investigation into that
yeah,
for
no. Frankie had her head on her shoulders throughout the whole movie, even
yeah,
during the planning, the execution of it. So with the first bank heist, and everybody's like, well, not Cleo, everybody but Cleo. Like, I don't think I can do this.
yeah.
This ain't right. And she goes, you know what? You right.
And then just gets and goes straight to it. Someone had to be the one to push him though, because like and it made sense, right? Because you're not talking about people who are career criminals.
Right.
Everybody, even Cleo to an extent, are all civilians. All Cleo was really doing is
Cleo was
boosting
stealing
cars.
cars. She
She
was
was
a
still in
civilian.
cars, but like she wasn't really she hustling was not like that wasn't just like what she did. She had a job as a
Right.
custodian. Like Cleo wasn't just full blown in the life. She was dabbling. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them were just coming off of just straight real jobs and either being a
Mhm.
custodian, working at a bank. Like they had no ties to life whatsoever. So it made sense, like their progression into the life of crime they eventually got into. Like it had to make sense. So the movie, I think, needed that. It needed a desperation. It needed hesitancy because it isn't like it would have been unbelievable if I'm working at a bank today and robbing them tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There had to be a progression to that point. So this movie having that progression and then finally somebody, didn't matter who in the group, somebody just being like, you know what, we just got to go and just do it. Cause if we keep thinking about it, it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that progression, I think, helped it be more believable by the time you get to the point in the movie where they're just knocking off banks left and right. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
think it had to be her,
Yeah.
'cause Cleo, they already see, like, as you said before, as the crash out.
Yeah.
Cleo gonna do some crazy shit, so
She gonna get them
her
all
going in
killed.
there
If Cleo was the first one to
yeah,
do it, she would have got them all killed.
her going in there, we understand it, and I think they said that before, that's like, "We didn't plan on robbing this bank. We planned on robbing another bank." And Cleo like, "No, let's just do this shit. Let's just do this shit. Let's just do" like,
Like,
"Nigga."
huh?
So, I think Frankie was because again, she's not a crash out, she's somebody that does have her head on her shoulders. So, when she takes the lead in this, they're like, "Alright, cool.
Yeah.
We gotta follow," except Tashawn, 'cause and even the way she ran off, dog,
That shit
I'm
was
like,
funny, I ain't gonna lie. The
"Yo,
way she ran
what
out
the"
that shit,
shout
that was
out
the
to Kimberly
goofiest run in
Elise,
the world,
dog.
bro. Nah, they did Kimberly Elise dirty. Whoever wrote this movie did Kimberly Elise dirty. Y'all know y'all wrong for doing Kimberly Elise like that in this movie. She was by far the least likable character out of the whole group. Like, and the least, like to me, just the least. She was a liability, constantly said things that just didn't make sense. And, like, she's just very aloof and shy, and there's nothing wrong with being shy, but she was just, like, the wrong type of character to be in the situation she was in, and that's really what it was. Like, it wasn't the fact that her character was who she was, it was she was who she was in these situations where being who she was is a liability.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Like I
really
said,
what it
either the,
was.
I mean, and we jumped around a bit. I wanted to let me go back a little bit. I have a note that just said, "Told her to calm down," and LOL is behind it, and I don't remember what part that
Told
was,
her to
but I know
calm
the
down.
shit was funny. Luther is a piece of shit.
But we're going to the
Luther
side characters
is
now? Yes,
a
cool.
piece of shit.
Luther's terrible.
The things I have to say about Stoney is going that need to be the closer because she's an idiot.
You know, 2 characters whose back we need to kick in, Luther to your point, and nasty ass Nate. Both them characters, there's 2 characters whose
Literally,
back
bro,
we need to kick in right
my
now. I'm with it.
fucking note just say Nate, LOL.
Just say Nate. She in a bind. She in a bind.
But fucking Luther, bro. First of all, he's kind of funny, but like most of him is an asshole. The funny part was, "Good evening, ladies,
And
gentlemen,"
gentlemen.
which that's some shit I expect in the hood, especially in the
Yeah,
'90s, bro.
yeah.
But he was a piece of shit, bro. The way he talking to them,
Oh,
and
yeah, terrible.
like you said, she's not getting a lot of money from this job, and it was obvious that there was an agreement between them two for her
Mhm.
to get paid under the table.
Yep.
And this nigga say, "It's 3 people I don't mess around with, the I, the R, and the S." I thought he was about to say, like, God, something like
No, that
the
nigga said the
something, and then
I,
the
the
IRS as
R,
a
and
one,
the
but this
S.
nigga, every time you see him, he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, there's not a single scene in this movie where he's being a good person. Like, not
Even
a
up
single one.
until the last part where you see him.
Yeah. Like every at every point in this movie, Luther is a piece of shit. Like him, freaky ass Nate, and hold on, it was one other character whose back I wanted to kick in. Oh, and Miss Wells, the
She did her
CPS lady.
no, she did her job, she did it well. And
Man, you
even
know this girl
the last time you seen Miss West, she was on Frank on TT's side.
towards the end she was being a little bit more
But I mean,
reasonable.
let's be honest, bro. Like, can you imagine how many times she's seen some shit like that? Baby
Facts.
didn't die, baby didn't got hurt. So like
Yes.
I understand it.
She's
And I
probably
think
so numb to some of this shit she
yeah.
sees, it's
So
hard
it's
to
like she
you
was
know what? That's
very
fair.
cold to her. So
That's
like
fair.
I'm sure there are more like it's a better like triage system of saying like, no, this baby needs to go.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I'll put it like this. It's a lot harder for CPS to take parent to take kids out of their home now, at
Mhm.
least in the state of Michigan. I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So LA might be different. They still might be like, nope, that motherfucker,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
motherfucker
no
drank whatever
more
he
in place.
drank, gone.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take 1 foot out of Miss Wells' back. I'll take one I'll take 1 foot out of her back. Other
See,
2 niggas,
I'm be
full-blown drop kick.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He was a freaky ass nigga, but
Freaky ass nigga.
I ain't gonna even kick him like that. Luther though, there's nothing about Luther. Nate, she
No,
fucked
I'm
Nate
kicking
before
Nate.
that. She
I'm
fucked
I'm
Nate
ki
before that. Like,
Do we
let's
know
not
that?
pretend like she fucked Nate before that, bro.
No, gang, I don't
Oh,
the
let me come work at your dealership.
the way Nate was feeding,
I
it
need an
like he had
advance before the where the fuck you about to go work and you get an advance before the end? I mean, because I'm pretty sure they said some shit like, didn't you
yeah,
work at this shop before? Like,
yeah.
it's just she was fucking Nate. She ain't want to fuck Nate. Got it. But it was some good old, it was a transaction.
It was a transaction.
Now,
It was a
he's a
transaction.
freaky old nasty ass nigga. Like,
There's no
it's
way around
nothing you
that.
can
I
say. There's
mean,
no way
yeah,
around it. The
yeah.
nigga is insane, bro. Then the nigga like, all right, maybe next time, get ready to pull off. And she stopped me.
I'm in a
Yo.
bind, Nate.
So I'm glad you bring this Nate up because I'm pissed. When he told her that he was not going to school, why the fuck would you rip that check up?
I'm so glad you brought that scene up.
They ain't
That
say how much it
actually
was, but it's
I
supposed
don't
to be
give a
his
fuck how
tuition
much it
for
was.
it's supposed to be his tuition for I don't know, the first year, the first 2 or 3
Semester,
semesters.
whatever.
But nigga, why would you don't know
But
what I
no,
did to get this? Nigga, what?
then why would you
So when
first
you
of all, why would you rip it off? And then like clearly you needed that money because then later in the film you start robbing banks. So
you would not
clearly whatever money was on that check you needed.
so I don't
Whether
think
your
that
little brother was going to college or not.
I don't think she was robbing banks for the money. She was robbing banks because her brother died. Now, the
Yeah.
money was a consolation prize, like, "Oh, fuck
Mhm.
yeah, I got" but
Yeah.
it's and,
A
I ain't no
snooze.
therapist or nothing, but,
Yeah.
it's a power and control thing.
Yeah.
That power was taken away from her when her brother when she had to fucking sleep with Nate, even though, depending on who you ask, that is her power.
Mhm.
But when her brother died and while we talking about Stevie, let's talk about fucking Lorenz, bro. Is there any movie where this nigga is not a grimy ass nigga?
No, okay. I take part of what I said back about Blair Underwood, because at least Blair Underwood has this movie. This nigga, my nigga Samuel Monroe Jr. is actually a piece of shit in every movie he's in.
Every movie. He
As
raped
soon as
a
I see
girl
his
in,
face, I
Players Club.
in Players Club, yep.
Um,
He killed Kane in
he
Menace to Society.
but he did get stumped out and Don't Be a Menace to Society while drinking juice.
Man, I don't give a that nigga killed
They
Kane.
flattened that nigga like,
They did stomp him the fuck out. They did stomp him
but
the fuck out.
the nigga is legitimately a piece of shit in
In
everything I've seen him in.
every like, there's not a single movie you've seen him in where you're like, "Oh, yeah, okay, he wasn't too bad in that." No, he's actually a piece of shit in everything, and I
Wait,
actually
that
think
is the same
he's
dude
been
from Players
officially
Club,
typed
right?
yeah. Yeah, same dude from Players Club.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's been typecast as an asshole, and that's, like, one of the craziest things I've seen happen to an actor for real. Like, he's been typecast as an asshole. Like, he will not accept scripts for anything else unless he reads his character and goes, "Yeah, this nigga grimy, I got it. I can play this."
The
Like,
grimiest nigga you'll see.
the
So
grimiest by far.
the way the whole haircut thing happened, like, they don't show him, like, really plotting on him or anything, but soon as he seen it, like, "That's" what he say? "That's fat," or some shit, something nice.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you want one?"
"Oh, you want
Like,
one?"
he kinda forced him into getting it, but
He kinda
also,
knew, yeah.
my nigga, you out here robbing bank with this like, 1, these niggas ain't go in with no
And them
mask,
niggas had no
nothing.
mask on, Vito. You think they give a fuck? These niggas had no mask on in broad daylight. In broad
This
daylight, no mask on. You
And
think they
then
give a
this
fuck about
nigga got the
caution?
nerve to have a fucking AP cut in the back of his head for his projects. Girl,
Yeah.
like, he ain't even from here.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, that there's, like, a few logic gaps in this movie that
It's more than a few.
but
But
that's, like, the one. That's the one. To me, that opening scene is the one. Like, I remember watching this for the first time, and the opening scene happened, and I'm like, "Okay, I really hope this movie isn't at this level for the rest of the time. Because what do you mean these 3 niggas ran in here broad daylight and no mask on around?"
at least the women put on wigs and
At
sunglasses,
least they
which
put
is
on and that's
still
a shitty ass
crazy.
disguise, but at
Shitty.
least they put on a disguise. Like, at least they
You know what
tried.
though? At the time, it made sense for the shitty ass security camera.
Man, Blair Underwood took one look and went, "That's Tony. So stop playing with me."
Hey, swear to God, he did though. That nigga
That
said,
nigga saw one he didn't have to zoom in or nothing. That nigga looked at one frame and went, "That's fucking Stony." Like, he knew immediately. So clearly the disguise wasn't that good. Clearly it wasn't that ironclad. That's
you
all I'm
know what
saying.
though? They were terrible disguises, but anyone that doesn't know her wouldn't have been able to tell.
Fair, but, like, I'm really trying to figure out how the detectives didn't know. Like, they suspected,
Well,
but, like, the fact that they
he had a
didn't know.
hunch.
He had
Yeah,
a
he had a
hunch.
hunch.
But it
He was
was
on him.
just him. Like,
It
the
was just
other
him.
detectives were there when her little brother died. They saw her. They've seen what she looks like. So, like, the way that nobody else they would look at that security camera and be like, "Hey, don't that look like old girl from" I feel like in real life, that's what would happen.
I
I don't
think
know.
first,
Maybe that's just
yeah,
me.
yeah. I think first he seen it was her the whole time. But no, she was dumb. Like I just the whole check thing. I'm not gonna lie, that really pissed me off.
Yeah, the check, the opening scene with no mask, the clear mask at the end of the movie. Like, it's just a few things. Queen Latifah was like, "Oh, yeah, I got some new masks for her." She whipped out a see-through clear mask.
So
I'm like, "You
I will
lying to me, right?"
say for those masks, they do hide you from the camera. Or not you, but your face.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
because it distorts your features.
Okay, fair. Fair, 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 fair.
But
They could at
oh,
least did
bro,
like the hockey mask from like Heat or something. Like, come on, bro.
spray painted a little bit, something.
Yeah, like just come on. I don't know.
And then again, we're jumping around a bit. At the end of the movie, bro, the last bank job, which is crazy because nigga had just left the bank. They had just if they wouldn't have got if they wouldn't have had just been in the bank, they would have got away with that money. But he calls out to him. He's like, "Yo, stop. We don't have to do this." And every one of these niggas take their mask off.
Yeah,
He
that
don't
was
know it's y'all for real.
Nigga did say their names. He did say,
He
like,
did, but
Stony, Cleo, like, he
they
did
were
say their exact
suspects,
names.
but he
Yeah.
don't know for sure that it's them
Yeah.
until they take the
Until
fucking
they take the
mask
mask
off.
off.
And
Yeah.
he did I don't think he knew who TT was
She wasn't on his radar for real.
because she missed the first heist, and the second one, she was on the floor the most of the
Yeah.
heist. So, he didn't see her ass.
Immediately, like, the masks did not need to come off. But once again, who took their mask off first? Crash
Oh,
out.
that's why
Crash out.
Cleo Cleo
Crash out.
already like, she was already suspected of the murder of, Luther,
First
which
of all, that scene in front of the lineup, I had to give one reference to that because that scene was
I
cold.
hope that it was not actually in her pocket.
If it was, that actually makes that scene 10 times better. I'm not gonna lie. I really hope it was. For my viewing experience, I'm gonna say it was.
'Cause that's some funny ass shit, like, y'all didn't check her at all? The motherfucker just
Y'all
walked
didn't
in
check
with
her, pat her down, nothing. That shit was in her pocket the whole time. In my head, that's how that shit went down. Does it make sense? Absolutely not. But it's a few things in this movie that don't make sense. So I'm gonna have that one.
these niggas were on the street. They were always in the open talking about robbing a bank, casing a bank. I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah,
When they
yeah, there was no level of just being
when she
discreet at
met up
all.
I hate not remembering their names because 'cause I'm about to call the nigga Blair Underwood.
At this point, the
Keith
nigga is Blair Underwood. We ain't said his character's name
Keith.
once in here, Keith.
We did not. When she met Keith, they were casing the bank. And they walked out. It's fucking like 4 or 5 people around them. And she's like, "No, we're casing the bank." I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?" Like, no, there was no I think I wanna say Frankie might have been a little smarter about it,
Yeah, yeah.
but these niggas are dumb. They just a little smarter than the first niggas.
A little smart because they decided to hide their faces, yeah, just off the strength of that. But it's like yeah, it's like, but I ain't gonna lie, saying you smarter than the first group of niggas that tried to rob the bank, to me, is like saying you're the tallest 3rd grader. You're not really
And
saying much at that point.
you get you smarter than the dumbest nigga ever.
You smarter than the dumbest
You
nigga ever. Like, come on now. I don't think we're doing much by giving him kudos on that. I'll go ahead, unless you had anything else, I'm gonna go ahead with my
yeah,
rating,
1 or
unless
2
you
more
got something
things.
else. Alright, bet, go ahead.
The security guard at the end, my nigga,
Oh, the one that just started blasting?
blasting, and now you're dead too because you've been a like the cops are there, bro. And matter of fact, he stepped in front of the cops to shoot her. You're
Like
in the
that
line of fire, bro.
you wanna know why that happened? 'Cause the script said so. 'Cause the script
No,
that's one of the
it's
you gotta chalk
it's
that one
some
up to that.
no, because it's some security guards out there that think they motherfucking Superman. And
Okay,
I
well,
work security. When I
he
first got
found out he was Clark Kent.
When I first came home, bro, you know what they told me? I worked security for about 2 months. I had to quit that shit. That shit was terrible. They said, "Your job is not to stop crimes. Your job is to
They had
report
to
crimes.
remind you?
You are a" No, this is in orientation. They
Yeah.
said, "You are a glorified snitch."
Mm,
When you're a security guard for most places, the job of a security guard is to be a deterrent.
yeah,
But if a nigga really wanna come in there and do some shit,
yeah,
you're not supposed to be trying to stop niggas from doing shit. You ain't
yeah,
supposed like I said, you're not the police. And if you get killed doing this shit,
yeah,
you on your own.
yeah.
So like that's some shit that I don't even want to say just the script says so. I'm sure some shit has happened like that
In real
in
life,
the
that's
past.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a note that says Cleo, why she ain't go back from where she came. What the fuck? I think I was
You wrote
half
himself
sleep
a
watching it.
riddle?
I think I was half sleep watching this last night. It was pretty late when I
Yeah,
finished
yeah.
watching it. So I don't I feel like I got something else, but I can't think of it. We talked about all of the ladies. Talked
Yep.
about Stony. No, back to Stony. I know she called him to get him out of the bank. And he knew that. He knew that.
He had a
But
hunch,
then
but
the
I feel
nigga
like he
gets
didn't
back
wanna
to the
accept
bank
it.
and
Yeah,
he's mad like
yeah,
he didn't know what she was about to do.
yeah, I
Eh,
feel like he was trying to, like, hold on to the possibility that that
no,
wasn't
it's
her,
not her.
and then, like, the confirmation that it was, I think, is what set over him when he got into the bank and got mad, but to your point, like, nigga, you knew as soon as you saw that security.
Then this nigga ain't this nigga, "Oh, I'm in a meeting with the police right now."
Yeah,
And and this is for everybody. They were the dumbest thing they did, which this is the script says us part. They put the money in that vent at work. Thousand over $300,000. But also, why the fuck would Luther check that vent?
It's a few things about that scene that's stupid. One, you hid the money at work. One, you hid the money in a vent at work. Two, when they hid the money, they had to like drill the cover to the vent back on. When they came back, they
She
ripped
ripped
Queen
that.
Latifah just turned into the Incredible Hulk and ripped that shit off. Five, how the fuck? Why is Luther checking vents at work?
So the only thing I can think of is they put that shit right inside the vent. Luther came in for whatever reason because they don't usually see Luther.
Yeah,
They see him at the that nigga when we seen him at the beginning. He showed up. He seen them. He drove his ass right back off. So why is he? So somebody fucked up somewhere to where he's checking supplies
yeah.
and it's right there. If you already got to drill that shit, you throw that shit in the way back of the vent
You
to
feel
where
me?
you got to crawl in to get that shit.
Yeah.
But now, and then the nigga steals all this money, bro. He steals over $300,000. Goes to what they call him, Black Sam, Dr. Dre, to get. I'm guessing that's where he got the gun from.
Mhm.
And he tells them he's going to this motel where this nigga goes to a motel knowing he just did some slimy shit and picks up a hooker, a white
Nigga,
hooker at that.
nigga, I would have been in Mexico by this point.
Nigga, you should have been out of the city of LA soon. I
Like
wouldn't have stopped anywhere. If
out of
I
the state
find
of California. Like, don't even
and it ain't
come
even
on, bro.
like he just found money. You know that this money, you know essentially where this money came from.
Yeah,
So somebody gonna come looking for it.
yeah.
And you see, nigga, you drove down the street to hide.
You like, come on, bro. You thought niggas just gonna just let 300K just go out the door and wasn't gonna come looking for it. Like, you should have been gone, bro.
You
You
steal
should have
three
been gone.
dollars from me, I'm coming to
Hey, yeah, well, we saw what happened to him. So, lesson learned. Or not, because you ain't gonna learn no more lessons after that.
done.
It's done.
I ain't got nothing else, man. Like I said, not Frankie, Frankie was my favorite character. I wish she would have got a better ending. I don't
Yeah,
know how
same.
they decided who got the best ending. Maybe Stevie should have been her brother, and Frankie just or Stoney just needed some money for some shit.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck would you rip that check up?
Yeah, she didn't deserve that money. She earned it, but she didn't deserve it.
She earned it.
She earned it,
And
but
this
she
is
didn't deserve it.
while we're talking about this is the last thing I'm gonna say. When you when they cut to her in that scene, and she's just sitting there, almost crying, face straight as hell,
Mhm.
and Nate fucking sweating his ass off. Nate was putting in work. All
Bro,
right,
that
he
scene is,
wasn't putting
like,
in work,
sad
but
and
he was
hilarious at the
working,
same
dog.
time, like,
I'm just
that's
like,
the
dog,
scene is
this
that scene is sad and hilarious at the same time, 'cause if you just watch Tony's face, that scene becomes very sad, but, like,
it's
just
very sad watching her face.
if you just pay attention to Nate, this nigga
Dog,
is putting all of his effort
this
behind this
nigga,
shit.
Nate was going crazy. And
His
again,
version of going crazy.
why is niggas in the hood even fucking with Nate? Why is Nate? Everybody in the hood hanging out. Nate's supposed to be this nigga with all this money. This nigga, and he old creepy ass nigga. Like
Oh,
they,
creepy ass nigga.
I think they said some shit like creepy ass Nate or some shit like that.
Yeah,
So it's known that the nigga is a creep.
yeah.
This nigga just walking around free. Like creeps usually do they shit on the back end side. This
He a
nigga
open
like,
creep.
hey, hey, Stoney, come here for a second. Let me
Yeah,
talk
like,
to you.
he's a very unapologetic creep.
So how much money is this nigga throwing around to get his rocks off?
Hey, clearly enough to where he got the reputation for it. Like, at that point, nasty ass, freaky ass Nate, nigga, you need to get that nigga up out of here.
They should have just robbed nasty ass Nate.
They should have robbed nasty ass Nate, actually. Clearly, he got the funds for it. They should have that could have solved so many problems in this movie. I was thinking about my rating for this one, and it wasn't really that hard. For the first one that we've given out since this rating system, I'm not gonna actually stand up, but this is a
Thank
standing ovation.
you. Already gave one.
We gave a standing ovation?
Oh, you get. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You saying this the
Yeah.
first standing ovation? Right? Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't think we give it not that I
I
can
thought you were
remember.
saying this the first rating that we've
No, no,
done. I'm
no.
like,
The first
oh,
standing ovation we've
okay,
given.
I
This
got
is
you.
the first of this rating. Yeah, this is the first standing ovation I'm giving. For a few reasons. One, how great the cast was together. Each character served a purpose, even the side characters. There's not really
First
any
one.
wasted moments or scenes in this movie. Every moment is intentional and has a purpose. Every scene drives the story forward. There's a very immense character development and character building. All of the character motivations make sense. The progression from where the characters start to where they finish makes sense. And the performances are great and just generally is entertaining as hell and is iconic. You cannot write the history of black culture and filmmaking without this movie. So for all of those reasons, I'm giving it a standing ovation.
See, I'm at a standstill again because I don't wanna give it a standing ovation, but I don't think it deserves a polite applause. I don't think it's low enough for a polite
Encore this bitch, psych, no, I'm just playing.
and again, so my biggest issue with it is it's hard for me to watch struggle black because this is a black struggle and
Yeah,
be
in a
like,
sense.
"Yeah, this is great." You know, even
Yeah,
I don't care how good it is.
yeah.
That's a like, me personally, it's just like,
That's no, that's fair.
but
That's a fair.
you brought up some great points. The cast is amazing, even the side characters. Fucking like you said, Ursula, she's in 3 or 4 scenes, and every scene that she's in, there's a reason that she's there.
Yeah,
There's a reason that every character shows up. When they pull up next to Cleo in her car, and they talk about, "Damn, you've been fixing this shit up for years," and he hit the switches and hit the hydraulics on it, going up, go down. It shows where she wants to be,
yeah,
and then we see after that they rob that bank, she gets there.
yeah,
The next scene we see Ursula in, she in there dancing all freaky on Cleo. They walked I don't know why the door wasn't locked, first of all. Her door was never locked.
man, what?
And and they see it like, yo, she like, "Yeah, I need some more money. You ain't been to work." So, like, every time somebody's in there, it pushes the story forward. And I'm not gonna
Yeah,
go over the fucking list of side characters, but it pushes the story forward
yeah.
the entire time, including freaky ass, nasty ass Nate.
Freaky ass, nasty ass nigga. You get that nigga up out of here.
Imma just give it a standing ovation. Imma stand because I don't wanna
Fuck
do
applause.
background applause again. I think I'm trying to stick to our, to our to our rating. I think, like
Standing ovations across the board. This a movie that deserves it. This movie deserves it.
but
I
like you
think this
said,
movie deserves standing
the
ovations across
acting
the
was
board.
good. Like you said, Kimberly Lee, they're all great actors. So,
Yeah,
when you see I don't think we've seen Queen Latifah play a stud before. I don't think we've seen her play a stud since.
I was about to say I can't even think of any movie after this where she does, unless I'm missing something.
Vivica A. Fox, you know, except her some of her crying kinda was annoying to me, but, outside of the crying, you know, and then
Solid
Kimberly
performance.
Elise.
Yeah,
Kimberly Elise, bro, I don't know, she's just so fucking dingy.
but like her character is supposed to be dingy, and she plays
Yeah,
dingy
yeah,
well.
and that's what I mean, like, her
Yeah,
acting is great in there because you've seen her play roles where she's strong-minded and strong-willed,
yeah,
you know, so when you see it just like I said, the whole little they were doing the, Godfather scene,
yeah,
and every time they would say something, "Yes."
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that shit is funny to me. So, yeah, I stick with a standing ovation.
Standing ovations across the board. And I'm not gonna ask if y'all seen Set It Off. We're not even gonna do that. Just
Some
give
people
us
haven't, dog.
some people haven't. I mean, I did just say I hadn't seen it until like 3 years ago, so fair enough. But give us some of your favorite scenes or moments from Set It Off in the comments, and we can have a discourse on what our favorite moments are, but more importantly, some of our favorite characters. I feel like there's gonna be a different answer from everybody on this one. I don't think there's like a central favorite character in this movie. Cleo's probably gonna get the most votes, but just go through favorite moments, favorite characters from Set It Off. We'll go with that. Always continue to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support. And until next time, this is the Real Junkies. Peace.